Like honestly, we are. I think right now we're averaging 6 and some change, and some days are even crazier, like 10. So like one T share equals about like 6 to 10 hex per day. But we're probably gonna before this whole bear market ends and stuff, when we start pumping, we're probably going to tap out somewhere around probably like we might start hitting 11, 13, and then when the bull market continues on, we'll probably go down to 5. And then the next bear market, we're probably going to go back up. We're probably going to hit
You just think
15.
there'd be an influx of staking, or
Yeah, people
yeah,
start staking again. Yeah, yeah, like, and then some people won't stay. Like, who knows? Maybe like everyone's like, no, I'm just stay liquid, because like I will say this cycle is very different than last cycle. They're like all the influencers and all the people that talk about staking and stuff. Like there's like 1 or 2 guys only. Like I mean, right now we're probably one of only like 4 guys in Hex on YouTube that's even talked about staking at all
I'm
this
still
week.
staking. I just did a stake.
How could you, man?
I
How
like
could you
like a
betray
week
us?
ago. I picked up more T-shares. I said, why
Hey,
not? Why not?
why not?
Because it's it's easier than it was 12 months ago. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
So let's talk about this. What are you currently buying in the Hex ecosystem? Are you buying Pulse Chain? Are you buying EHEX? What are you buying?
All four of the RH tokens. Um, I'm DCAing right now. I think it's a good time just to buy. I'm buying a little bit here, a little bit there. Prices go lower next week, buy a little bit more. You know, it's just
Yeah.
I don't. Some people have like I'm gonna buy every day, or I'm gonna buy every week on the same day at the same time. I don't really do that. I just kind of just play by ear. But I just throw money in here and there when I'm liking the pricing.
So I say when you don't have money, time is your friend.
Yeah.
Right. But when you start having some money, you can let me hold off for 3 weeks and then put it in. Or like there's bonuses to that. But I understand, like I don't chastise a guy who buys on that day because that's the only money he has. So like that's only money he can buy, which they
And
respect.
sometimes people need that simplicity too.
Yeah. Like I will say this though, like I was privy to some conversations of some guys who made a lot of money on Hex, and these are not people that anybody else like very background people aren't on YouTube ever, and they basically were like, you know, they didn't really even them they just got in at really they just bought like in with like $500,000 and didn't even really understand staking really, but they made a bunch of profit so they didn't care. To them it seemed dumb to stake basically, but over time you start getting diluted and these t-shirts start getting very valuable. I mean, one t-shirt was 10,000 hex. Now we're like closing on 27,000.
I think it was like 29,000 last week.
It's really 29,000,
or at least on the Ethereum side. I don't know if the Pulse chain size is similar or what.
This should be moving. Let's see where we at.
I think it was like 29,000 hex per t-share on at least on the Ethereum side, and at the current pricing it's like $113.
Yeah. So I don't know if someone could just tell me the current price and stuff like that, but that'd be nice and stuff. Can you pull up my screen for 1 second? So right now we've got Pulse Chain at 35, which is 35, 30. Let's just call it $36 will get you 1 million Pulse Chain. I like to talk about Pulse Chain for people in like obtainable numbers because people's like billion this, billion that, and it was like who like respectfully, like $35,000 for 1 billion is a shit ton of money for most people. Like really, like the average person makes 50, even if they're making 100, you're talking about like, man, this is like their like they got 1 billion. You know what I mean? Like, so like I always say, like, I really do believe like a nice good bag to shoot for, if you could do it, is somewhere between 50 to 100 million.
Yeah,
it's obtainable, and then you can concentrate on getting some but like getting that 100 million bag or maybe like a 150. Just at all. The thing is I'm being very general because the average person, I don't know people's financial situation.
right?
Like, so someone can't swing that way, or maybe like Miguel, that's it, bro. I got way more than that. Hey, it's cool, right? And then we got PulseX, right? It's at 10. So 10,000 per billion, or $11 for a 1 million PulseX. Super dirt cheap. You know, this was 25%. So we're 26% of a percent burned since like a day or two ago. Yeah. Not bad. Incentives, I don't buy that. We're at 60% of a penny for, I guess, is EHEX or PHEX?
That's PHEX, and the blue one is the combined, I believe.
Got it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's combined right now. So it's including So right now we're basically below a penny right now, combined EHEX and PHEX. So I'd imagine it's usually a 50% discount. So right now, was it $3,000? Like almost $3,000 buys you a million hex. $6,000 buys you a million hex. That's not too shabby.
Yep.
It's not too shabby.
Reminds me of, what is that? Early 2020.
22. I remember like buying the last massive chunk I bought was like at 22% of a penny for hex. We did it on stream, I think, with like, what was it, Motley and a bunch of other guys and stuff, and they were like, oh, I forgot what the event was where we were like, hey, you guys, we'll be right back. We left the screen running and just ran to go by, and they're like, oh, we're back. And then like I bought a really good chunk, and so did he, and everyone else did. And then that was a good day. That was a good year, right? Incredible. But it was really nice. But these are the four. Pull it back up one second. Like these are the main 4 tokens and stuff. I still do recommend buying a little EHEX. I do. It's just personally, I'm leaning more towards for most people because they just can't handle the volatility and the FUD because people are weak-willed. It's better for people to probably buy a little heavier on PHEX, like 90-10 or something like that. I'm probably leaning more towards now. Like I'm going probably like 70-30 now. So I'm doing 70% of my DCAs are going to PHEX. 30% to EHEX, because if the way I see it like that is like that 30% is like 60% because it's twice as cheap. So it's like I'm kind of like accumulating at a very decent rate there and stuff like that. And then PulseX is the one I haven't been DCAing personally that much. I've done like little pepper hits in here. Like I might do another DCA here if it catch it at 9 or 10. Like right here, it's like beautiful. I'd probably do another DCA. Pulse, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, at 33 is basically the average price for like any top 10 wallet. So like the reason this price is so defended right here on Pulse Chain is basically because a lot of the top 10 wallets, SAC groups and stuff, and solo guys, you know, that's their baseline price for Pulse Chain. So this 30 zone is like a super defended one. So anytime it goes to 28 or something, like that's why it gets bought up so quickly. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm liking these prices. I'm picking up some and kind of seeing what's going to happen over the next month or two too. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah,
definitely not dumping everything all at one time. That's for sure, because it can go lower and you got to be ready for it.